This is the 48th state and is the last of the contiguous states to be admitted to the United States. And it's called as the Grand Canyon State. You got it. This is Arizona. Arizona is located in the southwestern United States, which is considered as the mountain region. The bordering states are California to the west, Nevada to the northwest, Utah to the north, New Mexico to the east, and Colorado, which shares a diagonal border with Arizona to the northeast. Now, Arizona shares the famous Four Corners region with Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico, where the boundaries of these four states meet, which is marked by the Four Corners Monument. It's the only location in the US where four states meet, as you can see here, which definitely makes this Four Corners Monument a major tourist attraction for those who really want to go ahead and be in four states at once, which is great. Now, Arizona borders the Mexican states of Sonora and Baja California to the south and southwest, respectively, as you can see here. There are at least two theories about how the name Arizona was derived. The first one is that the name Arizona was derived from the name of an O'odham name called Alishonak or Alezon. This place name meant small spring. The second theory is that there used to be a large Basque sheep herding community in this area who called this region Haritzona, which means the good oak tree, because Arizona had good oak trees. Now, Phoenix is the capital city of Arizona. With a population of about 1.6 million, Phoenix is also the largest state capital city and is the only state capital in the US which has more than 1 million population, which is impressive. Now, Tucson is the second largest city with the population of over 500,000. Now, Prescott, Yuma, and Flagstaff are other prominent cities in Arizona. This is the Arizona state flag, which has a lot of symbolism. I love it. The flag consists of 13 red and gold rays in the top half and complete blue on the bottom half. There is a 5-pointed copper-colored star in the center as well. Now, blue and gold are the colors of Arizona, common colors, and red and gold are the colors carried by the expedition of Conquistador Francisco Vázquez de Coronado in 1540. Now, there are 13 rays, which symbolize the original 13 colonies of the USA. In addition, the red and blue are the same shade as the red and blue on the flag of the USA. And finally, the copper-colored star in the center symbolizes that Arizona is the largest producer of copper in the country. Now, Arizona's official state tree is the palo verde, the state bird is the cactus wren, and the flower is the saguaro cactus blossom. The state fish is the Apache trout, and the mammal is the ring-tailed cat. The state motto is Ditat Deus, which means God and riches, and you can see the motto in the state seal. And the state slogan and nickname is the Grand Canyon State. Now, Arizona also has the nicknames of the Copper State and the Valentine State, and the two-letter code is AZ. Now, with the population of about 7.2 million as per the 2019 estimate, Arizona is the 14th most populous state in the country. About 2/3 of the state's population, around 5 million, lives around the Metro Phoenix area, making it one of the largest metropolitan areas in the country. The Metro Tucson area also accounts for about 1 million people. And yes, it is pronounced Tucson. Very interesting. Now, owing to the immigrant population from Mexico, Arizona's population exploded since 1980, making the Mexican ancestry people the highest, over 25%, in the state. Now, Native Indians make up to at least 4% of total population in Arizona. As you can see here in the map, about 1/4 of Arizona is made up of Indian reservations, which serve as the home to 27 federally recognized Native American tribes, the most well-known of which is the Navajo Nation, which is the largest in the United States. Now, Arizona's Native American population totals more than 300,000, which is one of the largest in the country, and therefore, Arizona is home to the largest number of Native American language speakers, including those who speak Navajo and Apache in the 48 contiguous states. Now, Arizona is divided into 15 counties. Maricopa and Pima, home to Phoenix and Tucson respectively, contain 75% of the state's population and therefore dominate state politics. I mean, of course they would if they take up 3/4 of the state's population. Now, Arizona follows US Mountain Standard Time and, in a deviation from standard rules, doesn't observe daylight savings time. But the Navajo Nation does. So suddenly, you have several places where you are in daylight savings time and you're not, which means time differences you must take account to when you're going and taking a drive through Arizona. Now, this region of Arizona was home to many Native Indian tribes, like Hohokam, Mogollon, and ancestral Puebloan, for thousands of years before the European exploration in the 1500s. The recorded history of Arizona begins with Marcos de Niza, in the first European to contact Native Americans in the region in 1539. The expedition of Spanish conquistador Francisco Vázquez de Coronado, as mentioned earlier, who entered the area in 1540 to 1542 during his search for Cibola in the actually mythical Seven Cities of Gold. It was a common belief that the Seven Cities of Gold actually existed, and Coronado thought that it was in Arizona. Yeah, no, actually it turned out that was just a myth. Now, regardless, Spain decided to create and founded the presidios, or fortified towns, at Tubac in 1752 and Tucson in 1775, and took control over this region since then. Then, when Mexico achieved its independence from Spain in 1821, this region became part of Mexican territory of Nueva California, or Alta California, which is New California or Upper California, respectively. Now, as Mexico itself was defeated in the Mexican-American War of 1848, the US took control of the Arizona region above the Gila River, which became part of the territory of New Mexico. Now, by means of the Gadsden Purchase, the US secured the northern part of the state of Sonora, which is now the Arizona south of the Gila River, in 1854, as to facilitate for the ambitious southern route of the Transcontinental Railway. And for just a year in 1862, the southern part of the territory of New Mexico seceded from the Union to form the Territory of Arizona and supported the Confederate States in the Civil War. But in March 1862, the Union troops from California captured and returned this region of Arizona back to the New Mexico Territory. But then, in a year later, in 1863, the US split up the New Mexican Territory to create the Arizona Territory, with Prescott as its capital. But in a series of rather controversial moves, the capital itself was later moved to Tucson, then back to Prescott, and then to its final and current location in Phoenix in 1889, which means it had 4 changes over 3 different capitals in its history. Now, the arrival of railroads in 1880 eased the remoteness of the region as Arizona became part of the ambitious project I've told you earlier as the Southern Transcontinental Railway System. And finally, Arizona was admitted to the United States of America on February 14th, 1912 as the 48th and last of the contiguous states. Now, in the early years of Arizona's statehood, the 5 C's, namely copper, cotton, cattle, citrus, and climate, served an important role in the economy, with many jobs in agriculture, ranching, and mining. Now, these 5 C's may not have a big impact on Arizona's economy today, but sure enough, they still play a strong cultural role. Now, let's take a look at each of these 5 C's in turn, starting with the first C, which is copper. Now, people have been digging for these precious metals in Arizona since a very long time. And by 1863, nearly 1/4 of Arizonans were mining for metal. And this territory produced more copper by any other state by 1907, which earned Arizona the nickname of the Copper State at time of statehood in 1912. And even till today, Arizona leads the nation in copper ore as it produces 2/3 of the total country's output. And you can see the copper-colored star at the center of the Arizonan flag. Now, the next C is cotton. Cotton was like a cash crop for Arizonan farmers in the 1910s, and a new variety of cotton, known as Pima long staple cotton, brought riches to the people of Arizona. And even today, Arizona is one of the top cotton producers in the country. Now, the third C is cattle. The Arizona Territory experienced a cattle boom between 1873 to 91, as the herds were expanded from 40,000 to 1.5 million. However, the drought of 1891 to 93 soon killed off over half the cattle and produced severe overgrazing. And now, efforts to restore the cattle to its former glorious past were not that successful. But cattle ranching continues even today in Arizona, and it's mildly successful. Next, citrus, which is our fourth C. Arizona is most popular for citrus fruits like grapefruits, lemons, limes, and oranges, and it has since 1860s because of the modern irrigation facilities that brought water to Arizona's harsh desert climate. And finally, the fifth and final C is climate. Arizona is pretty much a desert state and has had plenty of sunshine for over 300 days in a year. And this, combined with milder winters, resulted in dramatic population growth. Specifically, after World War II, the widespread availability of refrigeration and air conditioning caused Arizona's population to boom, and Phoenix to become one of the fastest growing cities in America. Now, retirees from the Northeast emigrated all the way to Arizona, and many senior citizens from across the US and Canada come to Arizona each winter, and they are referred to as snowbirds. Altogether, the warm weather climate increased the tourism and contributed significantly to the state's economies, along with the other 4 C's as part of Arizona's 5 C's. Now, let's look at modern Arizona's economy, which is moderately diverse, as healthcare, transportation, and the government being the largest sectors, apart from tourism. Speaking of tourism, Arizona is home to the Grand Canyon National Park, which is one of the world's 7 natural wonders. And the Barringer meteorite crater site, which attracts millions of tourists every year, is also a fantastic site in Arizona. The average elevation of Arizona is about 4,000 feet, and Humphreys Peak in the Coconino National Forest is the highest elevation in Arizona at 12,637 feet. The Colorado River at the Mexican border serves as the lowest elevation at just 72 feet. Arizona is very unique coming to the weather in the United States, as it has both the desert regions in the south and the snowy mountainous regions in the north. In Arizona, the summer temperatures can go up to a maximum of 128 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, and the minimum temperature of -40 degrees in the winter. Now, coming to sports. Now, Arizona plays in all 4 major league sports teams. State Farm Stadium, which is the home of the Arizona Cardinals, hosted the Super Bowls in 2008 and 2015 and is tentatively scheduled to host Super Bowl 57 in 2023. The rivalry between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the Arizona Wildcats is very popular in collegiate games and is the oldest rivalry in the history of the NCAA. And thanks so much for watching this video all about Arizona. If you like my videos, then make sure to subscribe and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss my new videos every time I upload. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Love you, Akash.